Let's go to question 6. So question 6 says, two friends, Kuda and Tabo, each wants to invest 5,000 Rand for 4 years. Kuda invests his money in an account that pays simple interest at 8.3% per annum. At the end of the 4 years, he will receive a bonus of exactly 4 years of the accumulated amount. And then Tabo invests his money. So Tabo will invest his money into an account that pays 8.1% per annum, compounded monthly. Here's the question. Whose investment will yield a better return? Justify your answer with appropriate calculations. Okay, so let's work this out. Our first friend is called Kuda, and Kuda will invest money for 4 years. So Kuda is not making monthly payments. So that means on your formula sheet, it's not the F formula because we're not making monthly payments. It's not the P formula. So it's definitely the A formula. So it's either this A formula or it is this A formula because they are investing money. So it's definitely the one with the plus or this one with the plus, eh? Okay, so let's see. So Kuda is investing his money in an account that pays simple interest. So it's this formula over here. That's simple interest. This one is compound interest. Okay, so let's write our formula down. So A is equal to P, open bracket, 1 plus I times N. Okay, A is the accumulated amount, eh? So now let's see how much money is he investing. We don't know what the accumulated amount is. He is investing 5,000 Rand. 1 plus. The interest is 8.3%. On your calculator, you say 8.3 divided by 100. That gives you 0.083. So that's the interest, eh? So you put 0.083 times the number of years. Here it says for 4 years. So times 4. All of that in your calculator. So you put this in just like that. You can make a times here. And the answer is 6,660. Okay. But then it says at the end of the 4 years, he will receive a bonus of exactly 4% of the accumulated amount. Of this accumulated amount, he's going to still receive a bonus, okay, of 4%. So let's work out this bonus. If you work 4% out of this, you get 266.40 cents. So in total, Kuda has the accumulated amount plus his bonus. This will be in his account. And the final answer is 6926.40. So next, let's do Tabo. So Tabo is also investing money, eh? But the information says Tabo is investing his money at 8.1% per annum, compounded monthly. So not monthly payments, compounded monthly. And because it says compounded, it's the compounding formula. So it's this one here. So let's write our formula down. This is 5,000. Then 8.1 interest is 8.1 divided by 100. That gives me 0.081. So here I'm going to have 0.081, but compounded monthly, so over 12. And this is for 4 years, so times 12. Okay, all of this in the calculator, Tabo will get 6,905.71. He doesn't get a bonus, so that's his final amount in his account. And so therefore, let's see who will yield the most return. It's definitely Kuda. So then you answer. Kuda will have the better investment. Eh? And then you can even say investment of 6926.40. So how do we mark this? So let's go. Correct formula and answer. and then here correct formula and answer, and then answering the question. Who made the better investment? Our next question says 6.2. So 6.2 says 9 years ago, a bank granted Mandy a home loan. Okay, so this is a loan of 525,000. This loan was to be repaid over 20 years. So, okay, over 20 years at 10% per annum compounded monthly. Mandy's monthly repayments commenced, so it started exactly 1 month after the loan was granted. That's normal, eh? So it's normal for you to start paying the loan 1 month after you take out the loan. 6.2.1 says, Mandy decided to make monthly payments of 6,000 Rand instead of 5,066 Rands and 36 cents. Okay, so she's not paying that. How many payments will she make to settle the loan? So how many payments? Now, first of all, we go to our formula page. Now, she is making monthly payments. So it's either this one or this one. Now, she is paying off a loan. So we know for investments and savings accounts, it's F, and for loans, it's P. So, okay, let's go to P. We write our formula down. So, first thing, you write your formula down. And then let's fill in. P is the value of the loan. So, P is 5 to 5,000. Okay, X is the monthly payments. So, she is making payments of 6,000 Rand. I is the interest rate, 10% is 10 over 100. So that gives me 0.1 and it's compounded monthly. And then N is the number of payments, and that is the question. We don't know what that is, eh? So I'm going to take this information and I'm going to sub it into this formula. So I'm going to start with P. So this is 5 to 5,000. Then X is the monthly payment. 1 minus 1 plus I is the interest. I don't know what that is. Okay? Over I, like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to that side. So in my next step, I'm going to have 5 to 5,000. And I'm going to multiply it with the interest here at the bottom. Eh? So this 6,000 stays here with this bracket. Okay? To the negative N. Close. There, I'm going to get rid of the 6,000. So now I'm going to divide by 6,000. So get rid of the 6,000. So what I do on the left, I do on the right, eh? Okay. So now I have this on the left over 6,000. And here, this will cancel. So I am left with this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to get rid of this 1. So it's a positive 1 at the moment. So when I bring it over, it's a negative 1. So let's bring it over. So I keep this 12 over 6,000. And then I say minus 1. So on this side, I have this to the negative N. Okay. So far I have this, eh? So on my left-hand side, if I simplify this, I get negative 13 over 48. And then on this side, I am going to leave this quickly like this, eh? So can you see I have a negative on both sides? So I'm going to divide by negative 1 and divide by negative 1 to get rid of the negative. So now this is a positive and this is also a positive, eh? That power stays a negative. So it's just this and this will cancel, this and this will cancel. Okay, and now I'm going to use logs to solve for N. I'm going to use my log. So I'm going to say negative N is equal to the log This is the base, eh? This thing is the base. So I'm going to keep that the base. And then my 13 and my 48 will go there. Let's put that on the calculator. So I'm going to put in log like that. Now here at the in the bottom block, I'm going to put in my bracket 1 plus 0, 1 over 12 and close the bracket. And then in the top block there, I'm going to put 13 over 48. So I get negative 157,402 and so forth. Do you see this is a negative and a negative again? So I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. So positive n is then a positive 157,402. So how many payments are we making? We are making 158 payments. So that is how many payments we are making. Okay, 6.2.2 says, after making monthly payments of 6,000 Rand for 9 years, Mandy required money to fund her daughter's university fees. She approached the bank for another loan. Okay, instead, the bank advised Mandy that the extra amount she repaid every month could be regarded as an investment and that she could withdraw this full amount to fund her daughter's studies. Now they're asking, calculate the maximum amount Mandy may withdraw from the loan account. If you read here, she was required to make monthly payments of 5,066 Rand and 36 cents. But she made monthly payments of 6,000 Rand. And now the bank is saying the difference between these two amounts. Take that difference. So we'll work out the difference. We'll say 6,000 minus 5,066 and 36. And we get 933,64. So they are saying take this difference and regard this as a monthly investment. Because this amount, she didn't have to pay this amount, although she paid it in. So now they say regard this as an investment and then withdraw the full amount from the loan account. And this is after 9 years. We're going to say, okay, Mandy took this amount and she invested this for 9 years. How much money is in the account after 9 years? Now, she made this payment monthly, but now it's regarded as an investment. So grade 12s, we are now using the F formula. So I'm going to write my F formula down. And then I am going to write down, don't know what F is. F is the value of the investment after 9 years. X is the monthly amount that I'm paying in as the investment. So it's this 933,64. I is the interest rate. So that stays the same and it's compounded monthly. And N is the number of payments. So I'm making monthly payments for 9 years. So 9 times 12. This gives me 108 payments. So I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to sub it into that. Okay, so let's write down. I don't know what F is. X is the monthly payment, so 933,64. 1 plus 0, 1 over 12 to the 108 minus 1. Everything over the interest. So if you put this all in your calculator, you are going to get 162,503,51. So this is the amount she has in the account if she regards that difference as an investment. And that is the maximum amount she can withdraw after 9 years.